channel on YouTube that has all the backups ones. If you did want to study the sutras or do daily meditation, you can just pop on and pick one. So today, September 1st, make it a labor of love. The mirror was framed with a ceramic octopus. It had the sweetest, most peaceful energy. It made me smile when I saw it. Do you like it? My friend asked. Arnold made it. That's when I knew why it was so delightful. Its energy, delightful, joyous, and sweet, was Arnold's energy. The things we create have energy. A meal we cook, a task we perform, no matter how big or small. What we do contains our energy, the emotional energy and attitude we put into it. Have you ever cooked a meal when you felt angry and disrupted, hurried, and harried? Have you noticed a difference when you cook that meal in a loving frame of mind? Merely doing the job isn't always enough. We need to do the job with our best energy, our most positive emotional and mental attitude. Take time before you begin a task to become conscious of the energy you want to put into it. The energy you want that task to have and reflect to yourself and others. Make conscious, deliberate choices. The larger the task, the more time you may want to spend developing your ideas about it. On particularly significant projects, you may want to spend time visualizing and writing down your ideas so you can focus that energy into your work. Experiment with this idea. See how it comes to life as you do your daily tasks. See how much better the people around you feel when you do your tasks in love. See how much more joy and pleasure work brings to you. This is honor in all work, in all tasks, but take it one step further. Make sure you do a labor of love. Make what you do a labor of love. Then your work will truly touch and change the world in the way you desire. The work you do, whatever your chosen field, will be the work that heals. And so if anybody wants to share anything that came up with that or anything at all.
I like what you read because what it says is what you bring to a thing, whatever the thing is, determines in the end what the completed thing, assuming it reaches some form of completion, is going to look like and feel like. And lately I have been showing signs of mild depression, gaining weight, insomnia up the wazoo, an inability to complete certain tasks. And so yesterday I'm sitting on the toilet reading my pocket Pima Chodron. You all have my full confessions now. And there was one page where she writes, yeah, you know, shit happens and you can be there and you can just sort of, you can let it overtake you and you can let it creep up, you know, and sort of encroach on all your boundaries. Or you can say, you know what, today I'm going to get up and I'm going to go out and I'm going to do 30 minutes of work in the garden, or I'm going to do X, Y, Z. You know, it's good for yourself. You know, it's going to make yourself feel a little bit better. And so what you read was essentially the same thing. If you bring breathing, you know, some form of love, a little bit of joy to a task, it's going to reflect in whatever the product is. And if you bring it to your own life, then it reflects in what you are, at least for that day. So it resonated. That was a nice thing to read, to hear for me.
Yes, I also like your mantra, I'm healthy, for September. I really needed that today, and actually, you know, this past month and going into this month, I really needed that today. I'm healthy. That I would like that to be my mantra too.
Yeah, share it, spread it. I feel like this world needs it. And we see how powerful this work is. And I can sit here and tell you to meditate every day, but until you start doing it for yourself, we did this morning study every day, and we finished it 2 weeks ago, and we jokingly said, just watch, the studio will open tomorrow. And what happened? But the state announced that we could open. Like the next, I think we ended Friday, and by Monday, Amanda had the news that the studio could open.
Yeah.
And it's all recorded. It's all there. We had no idea. And you start, and I love this reminder from this book for today, because like you think about, sometimes I'll do a yoga class, whether I'm in the studio or home, and in the middle of yoga class, I'm like, I can't wait for this class to be over. I have 1,000 things to do. I'm not present. I can't even enjoy my class because I'm already thinking outside of my mat. And you start to feel tense and negative, and then you leave the yoga mat. You feel worse than when you started because you weren't present the whole time. So now I try to practice this idea of meditation, which for me is just being present. And meditation is something for people that are new to meditation, including myself. It's not something you're just going to sit and clear your mind on day one. I mean, this is day 6 months later, and I still can't sit and clear my mind. But it's just the idea of this practice of just keep coming back to it, keep pulling your mind back to it. And now I can do it faster. So I can be on my yoga mat, and 5 minutes into class, I can pull my mind back and be like, you're gonna practice this class, you're gonna pay attention to what the teacher is saying, and you're gonna feel lighter. And this is the whole idea for me. It's about feeling lighter and not so heavy all the time, not all this negative emotion. And then when I leave the mat, I feel more joyful. And I try to do this with even like doing I have this laundry basket of clothes here that need to be folded. And this idea of like, when I fold these clothes, feeling joyful and gratitude for each piece of clothing that are in this basket, and really being present, just folding this laundry and not thinking about the next task I have to go do. My dog is 18 years old, and last night he wanted to go for a walk. It was like 9:30. I didn't want to go, but like my time is limited with him. Our time is limited with everything, technically. So I tried to flip that very quickly, and I tried to say how grateful I was that I got to take him out for a walk, because there's going to be a time where I'm not going to get to do that. And as I was walking him, he was going really slow and just taking his time. And, like I can learn a lesson from him every single day. Like, I just want to be outside. Okay, fine. We'll just go outside. And I felt myself starting to get anxious and annoyed. And I'm like, why are these feelings coming up? And he kept looking at me. And I realized it's not that I didn't want to be out for a walk. It was that I didn't know what he truly wanted. And he can't tell me. And so instead of feeling angry that I was walking him, I tried to just feel grateful that I was out walking him, but also that he was satisfied. And I didn't have to because sometimes he'll keep staring at me and I'm like, I don't know, just tell me what you want. And I didn't get what he wanted. Like, you're not getting any more treats. And so the angry feeling wasn't that I didn't want to go out for a walk. It was that I didn't know what he wanted, and I was doing the best I could, which is what I always come back to. I believe people are doing the best they can, myself included, with the tools they have. And so I took a deep breath and I let it go, and I looked up and I tried to find the moon and the stars and just enjoy the outside time. But this takes work, and it's not perfect. You go back and forth, but it's that idea of keep pulling yourself back. Mm-hmm. And that's why I love practicing meditation, because that's what
I wanted to learn more about meditation. So when I saw this yesterday on your post, I was really interested to start something like that, because I find myself doing that, what you just said, a lot for my past. Trying to tell myself that I did the best, like in different scenarios and things that I did in the past, trying constantly to say to myself, I did the best that I could with the tools I had at the time. But, when you look back, you always know more. So then you always doubt yourself. And then your thoughts come on. And that's when, you know, for meditation, maybe it's good that when those thoughts, like you said, negative thoughts come on and start attacking you, and then that you can be present and aware that you could manage to say yourself, no, I did the best I could with the tools I had and in the situation I was at and what I was at the time.
Yep. And then we learned, and there's a Maya Angelou quote, which I can't remember verbatim right now, that she adds on, and then you learn and you do better the next time.
Yes.
Yep, go ahead, Alexandra.
So for the last 4 or 5 weeks, I found a lot of peace in writing gratitude in my gratitude book.
Awesome.
I watched The Secret with my husband about 4 or 5 weeks ago, and I wanted to keep it going. So I purchased the book called The Magic, which is the follow-up to The Secret. And she wrote one more book that I'm reading now, Rhonda Byrne, The Power. And I am really amazed. Like, the book is called The Magic. I really feel like it's magic. I read the book. I completed it, and now I'm kind of dabbling in it again because it tells you about 28 days of writing gratitude. And one of the big things is the health. You know, there's a mantra, which I can't recite right now, about health. And there's one about money, like attracting abundance to you. But mostly every morning when I wake up and I'll write down, thank you for my manicure. Thank you for running water. Thank you. It just puts me in another place, and I have a wonderful day. It really is working like magic. Just taking 10 minutes out or 5 minutes out to write what I'm grateful for every day really sets my day up for peace. You know, and I try to do it throughout the day. Like, I have a dog that's 14, and I totally get what you were saying. I have a dog that's 13. My mom is in hospice. She's got maybe a couple weeks left, you know, so I had to find something to ground myself, and the gratitude did it.
Yeah, gratitude healed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can be a very hard practice to practice when you're already down. And this is why we have to practice when we're up, so that we remember when we're down, and we forget. You might find yourself in a few weeks so full of gratitude, you're like, I don't need to do this anymore, or you forget to do it, and then you slump down and you forget about the practice. We have to practice this every day, every single day. Meditation, movement, gratitude.
And I like that you are doing this like that, first thing in the morning, 7:30, early. You know, this is first time I came upon. Usually, even yoga classes, like you said, when you rush to be on a mat or be someplace and then you're not there. This is perfect. Like this early in the morning, I like it. You know.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move us into breath work a little early today, and then give us time to transition into meditation. Now, just to give an overview on meditation for those that might be new, or maybe just need a refresher, myself included. For this sadhana practice, we set the timer for 20 minutes. 20 minutes may sound like a really long time to you, and that's okay. You can try to sit for 20 minutes, or you can set your own timer. 20 minutes might not be enough for you today, and you might need longer. You set your timer for longer. There's no right or wrong way or how long you meditate for. 20 minutes was our go-to. Now, I have very loose feelings on how meditation should look. So when I teach meditation and when I practice meditation, it's not always in this Buddha seat where I'm sitting here like the Buddha statue. Blocks or books are very helpful if you want to see. Now you can see my laundry basket. If you want to sit on a block or book, it helps elevate the hips to get them above the knees, especially if your hips are feeling tight. And if you feel any strain in your knees, maybe you straighten the legs out. You want to be really comfortable in your seat. You're not going to be able to meditate for 20 minutes. And this is why the physical yoga practice is helpful, because it allows us to open up our body to be able to sit comfortably for 20 minutes. That's really what the point of the physical yoga practice is to get us to sit and be quiet in our minds, to calm the mind fluctuations. Sometimes I like to do legs at the wall, especially if I'm very anxious or hot. It's a very cooling posture. And for that, you would just bring your hip over to the wall and slide the legs up and lay on the floor. And your legs are elevated. You can rest your arms on your hips. If you need to meditate in bed, laying down, just choosing a posture, and every day could look different for me, depending on what I need for that day. And choosing the posture is part of the meditation, because it's giving yourself a moment to check in and being like, how am I feeling right now? And which posture, which shape will benefit will help me meditate for the next 20 minutes. There's another posture I'm not going to demo today, but if you're familiar with it, heart bench, which you prop yourself up on the blocks and it opens up the chest, and it's a heart opener. So sometimes when I'm starting to feel real grumpy and impatient, and I feel like I need to open my own heart or ripple out love, I'll set myself up in heart bench. And I sit there for 15 or so minutes, and then I'll come out of it for the last 5 and just sit. Now, the actual meditation, if you're new to it, you're going to be like, this is really hard. Even if you're not new to it, it's really hard. We just have, you create tools for yourself to keep, it's really a concentration practice. We call it meditation, but it's really a concentration practice. So sometimes it's good to have a point to focus on, whether it's external, something in your house, or if you're, close your eyes and make the point internal, whether it's your heart center, your third eye, your left pinky. Just making a decision on something you want to focus on before you drop into your meditation. This way you have it. It can also be a mantra, something you repeat over and over again that you're working with for today. Yeah.
Can you just repeat that hard bench position?
What, Tana?
So your mind doesn't want to.
Can you just explain the hard bench position again?
It's setting it up with the blocks. Do you have blocks at home?
Oh, okay. I don't have blocks. Okay.
I mean, it's just a matter. I mean, if you want to just lay back on a pillow too, it's a yoga pose we use in the yoga studios with the blocks.
Oh, okay.
I can demo it later in the week.
All right, thank you.
I recommend using books or something else to do it. But if you do have a bolster at home or a pillow?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay.
I have pillow.
Okay.
I could demonstrate heart bench if you want, Pam. I've got blocks here.
Okay. My block is holding up my window right now, my other block. And the other thing I'll say to meditation is sometimes when my mind is so crazy, which is we are moving into crazy season. We are moving into crazy Vata fall season in Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga. And so you are not alone feeling like your mind is all over the place if you're starting to feel that way. And sometimes I know I am not going to benefit from sitting still. So there's Jackie setting up her block. So the back one goes in the high setting.
On high. And one on the lower setting, facing down like a T shape. Excuse me, I'm still in my night dress. I bring my shoulder blades onto the lower one and my head. Adjust this for the back of my head.
Oh, yes. Now I know.
Yeah.
Right. You can do what you want with
Yeah.
your legs. You can have your knees touching, which is easier on the lower back. You can have your legs out, feet, soles of the feet together. Whatever feels comfortable. Usually if I want to lie like this for a long time, if I have my soles of the feet together, I wrap something to support my legs as well, so that I don't have any tension in my legs.
Yeah, and that can be a very
Thank you.
intense posture. So just be mindful. And you have to know. You have to know when you when you need to come out of it. But that's part of the meditation for me, is understanding that, okay, it's time for me to come out of it now.
Pam?
Yeah.
The other thing that you can do if the blocks on those levels are too high or they're too rough on the back, especially when you're first starting, is lower the block levels by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So that the one supporting your head is medium and the one supporting your back is lower. And that makes it easier to stay in for a longer period of time if you decide you want to do that.
Yeah. Or place a blanket over the one that's in because it's the one that's across your shoulder blades that can be uncomfortable. Place a blanket over that, or use a pillow. Use some kind of bolster there instead altogether, and that's softer. Lots of ways to make it comfortable for yourself.
So another helpful exercise for meditation / concentration practice is journaling. So if you're meditating or if you choose, if you're like, today, I'm just going to empty out. I'm just going to write for 20 minutes. And you kind of just like write anything that comes up. You don't think about it. You don't worry about sentences and grammar. You just write whatever words are coming out. You just let your mind just dump out. And then you just let that journal go and you put it over there, and then you can start fresh the next day. There are some times where I'm meditating and I try not to come out of it, but there are some times where something keeps coming up that I have to grab a pen and paper and write down. And this for me is a very healing practice because it allows me to really see what's going on with myself and move past it and work on. Amanda spoke about forgiveness in her class yesterday, and I love that reminder. This reminder about forgiving ourselves and forgiving others, forgiving the world for what it's doing to us right now. That's another very healing practice along with the gratitude practice. And I love what Alexandra's doing with the daily gratitude. I keep telling myself I'm going to do it. And we move into gratitude season now with Thanksgiving coming. Like, everyone's going to feel so grateful for everything. And then January will come around and we'll forget until next November. So it is a really nice practice to have. So we'll setting up. We're going to start with breath work first. So for breath work, you want to have a straight spine. So I like to sit up for it. We'll do a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing. If you do not want to do breath work or alternate nostril breathing, you can just sit comfortably and take a few breaths in and out through the nose. We'll all start doing that. So you can choose to open your eyes or close them. Your hands can rest gently in your lap. You choose palms down or palms up. Starting to make these little decisions, bringing your attention to your body, bringing your attention to the moment. Making decisions to close your eyes or not, which way your palms want to face. And just scan your body from the crown of the head down to the toes. Just notice what's going on. Notice what feels tense. Maybe you can soften the shoulders a little bit. Lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. Release the knees, release the toes. And then bring your attention to your breath. Just notice how you're breathing. Are you taking short, choppy breaths into the chest, or are your breaths a little bit longer, moving down into the low belly? Sometimes just checking in with your breath is enough to bring the mind present. The breath is our greatest tool to keep the mind present. So while you begin your concentration practice, if your mind starts wandering, just come back to your breath and say, how am I breathing? And then we can begin to manipulate the breath. We can begin to take longer, slower, deeper breaths in through the nose. Let the belly go. Let it expand out. And then exhale. Bring the belly button to the spine. Watch the air move up the spine and back out through the nose. And then take another inhale, filling up the low belly, expanding belly button out. And then exhale, bring the belly button to the spine. And see if you can continue breathing like that. But see if you can make the inhales and exhales match each other. So breathing in for 4 counts. And then breathing out for 4 counts. And just continue breathing like that and checking in with yourself and seeing how you feel in this moment. You can choose to stay exactly as you are breathing like this, or if you want to take a few rounds of alternate nostril breathing, you'll flip your left palm up. I like to bring pointer and thumb to touch and let it rest in your lap. And then you'll bring your right hand, you'll fold your pointer and your middle finger into the palm so that your thumb and your ring finger are going to be used to hold your nostrils. So your right thumb will come to your right nostril and your right ring finger will come to your left nostril. If this isn't comfortable for you, you can also place those 2 fingers on your third eye and do the same thing. This is not comfortable for me though, but it's just a preference. So we'll take an inhale through both nostrils and an exhale through both nostrils. We'll close our right nostril, inhale through the left, close left, exhale right, inhale right, close right, exhale left, inhale left, close, exhale right, inhale right, close, exhale left, inhale left, close, exhale right, inhale right, close, exhale left, inhale left, close left, exhale right, inhale right, close right, exhale left, inhale left, close left, exhale right, inhale right, close right, exhale left. If you want to keep going for a few more rounds, go for it. Otherwise, you can release that right palm to your lap. Just take a few breaths in through both nostrils, few breaths in and out. Watching the breath move in and out. Just notice how you're feeling. So for me, my breath is my most powerful tool. Anytime my mind starts going down that rabbit hole, I come back, I feel the breath moving in through the nostrils. I notice the temperature as it inhales. And I notice the temperature as it exhales. I feel the temperature around my fingertips. And I just watch myself breathe. I'll go ahead and set the timer now for 20 minutes. Get yourself comfortable in your meditation shape for today. If you need to drop off for any reason, that's of course no problem. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart. Namaste.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you, Pam.
Thank you. Thanks for joining, Tiana.
Oh yeah, I would like to do this. So tomorrow morning, so this is, you send us the link through Facebook, but usually you send this every morning, or?
Yeah, I'll send you the information on how you can get it every morning. It's the same link.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Pam. I will try to be in it. I would like to stay in it.
Thank you.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too. Hi,
Yeah.
Sue. Sending you both love, Jackie. I know you have a crazy school year coming.
Yes. How are you doing with that, Jackie?
I've been in school every day, just trying to set up some way that it's going to be